Welcome to the PlayStation Plus podcast, episode 21. Okay, so things did not go as planned. We're back on my channel just for this week. Hopefully next week we'll be up on the official channel. So don't forget to subscribe. We got Zod Rider over here, my good pal Zod Rider.
It's great to be here as always. Always looking forward to the PlayStation Plus podcast.
We got Isaac, our Nintendo expert.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have a guest today, Resident Justice, a PlayStation 5 owner, and you're a PlayStation fan. You're also a Kate Bishop fan. I wanted to see if you played the Avengers game?
Yes, I have. Periodically though, I'm not like a diehard fan of that game to be honest, but I do dabble in it from time to time.
Oh, okay. Did you try that character? I didn't update it yet and try that character.
I did. It was okay. I mean, the story stuff is what I'm in for that game for. Like, the problem with that game is always it's just the gameplay stuff.
All right, cool. How's been you've got it at launch, the PS5?
Yes, I did actually. I was one of the lucky few. You know, I just kept update. It was a very close call. I got it on Amazon pretty much right when it went online, and it was, like I said, very lucky I did because like it pretty much sold out immediately after. So.
Yeah, I was trying that day. I still have not had any success getting it. I'm also
Max, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you take the day off of work to try to get a PS5?
Yes.
I keep forgetting if you took the day off or if you were just trying in between. But that's what I feel for you. The fact that you took a day off of work and tried to get it, and you still couldn't get one.
No, that's the truth. And then I got mad. All I got for that was carpal tunnel. Refreshing and trying to check out of a cart. I just didn't. I didn't get it. I'm still trying. I still have tried. There's multiple times where I think I see a link pop up. Oh, I also have Josh from the UK here too. Hey, Josh.
What's up, Josh?
What up?
Oh, we're talking about PlayStation at first. There was also the state of play. I've checked out the state of play. Resident Justice, what's your overall grade of the state of play? Were you excited for anything? Or you let down? What's your thoughts on it? Just not every game, but just your overall impressions of it.
Yeah, for sure. I would say it was like a below average show with like 10 out of 10 peaks. For me, like I went in with zero expectations, but if it wasn't for the Final Fantasy VII remake reveal at the end, I probably would have hated it. So
okay. Josh, did you check it out at all?
I saw some of the highlights.
Saw the highlights.
Really
okay.
They said there's going to be like They said there's going to be remastered for Grand Theft Auto, but that never happened. I don't think.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that one. The only thing that I really enjoyed out of that, and this is even before the state of play went live, was the PSVR2 announcement that it's actually going to happen, and then this brand new game which I hadn't heard of before at all, and it's one of my most anticipated, and it's called Sifu, and it's in the image here. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did actually. It looks like John Wick mixed with like the Daredevil hallway fight stuff. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah. And do you know why he looks older in the image?
I kind of got the impression that it was like a story that takes place over time. Like each time you fight, you're growing older and mastering more stuff.
Okay,
I think
it's sort of like that. It's like the mechanic of the game is every time you die, you get older. That's like you die in the game in the fighting, and then you get older. Like I wonder if you could eventually just die and that be complete. You have to start the game all over again. I don't know. But we're actually going to watch the trailer, so Zod and Isaac know what we're talking about. Yeah. It's amazing. I don't know if I'm going to have the volume on because I don't want to get a copyright, but it's only a minute long, so it's not going to be a big deal. This is the game I want for PS5 for sure, if I could get one. Although it does also come out for PS4. All right, Sifu. Here we go. The graphic style, the lighting, and everything just looks amazing to me too.
I love the cell shading.
Yeah. The animation and just the motion capture of like the movement is the most like natural looking movement I've seen.
You know what it kind of looks like? It kind of looks like that TV show that was on Cinemax. It's on HBO Max now. Warrior.
Yeah, I didn't watch that yet. But look at these moves.
It looks like it. Wow, incredible! Look at the blood, man.
Some people said sort of like the Raid. If you've ever seen Raid,
is this going to be on? This is going to be on PS4,
PS4, and PS5.
Great.
See, look, he grew older after he died. This just, I want to play this so bad. I love beat 'em ups too.
Yeah, this has a very, very interesting style. Very nice.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of the mechanic that you get older every time you die. That's actually very cool.
Yeah, I mean that could be like a game changer. We'll bring up. It's not just like sometimes beat 'em ups are too shallow and they don't have a more interesting mechanic, and then you beat them and they're but this is something you can keep coming back to, or that's like that whole mechanic is interesting. Like if you like other games, you get a high score. How young can you beat the game at? Can you beat the game without aging? That's how you tell how good a gamer you are, really, right? I've never heard of that before. How really can you show how good you are? Can you beat the game without aging one time? That's interesting. I don't know. That's a question I have. I will bring up every game here. It's an article announced at, and this is and Isaac can back me up here too. This is unfortunately with the Nintendo Direct 2. It's still a little bit light on announcements, and it's a result of the pandemic. Here is every game they said at the state of play, and some of it is just last gen games. Like Crash 4 was mainly a last gen game, just getting an upgrade. Let me get here, and then we'll get to about the PSVR 2. Kenna Bridge of Spirits is a highly anticipated indie title. That looks cool. Deathloop.
I forgot to mention, but Kenna Bridge of Spirits is probably the other game of that showcase I'm most excited for. I mean, it looks like a Pixar movie. Like, I'm just blown away by how good that game looks.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Where is the art? There's too many. I don't know. Screen Rant, you screwed me over. Where was the? Where was the
website? Is very weird.
Yeah, well, they're definitely known for that, so don't feel bad.
Okay, I'm ranting at the screen. What the hell? Okay, so basically, there's not much there to begin with. Unfortunately, this is the case for all these events so far. Let me see here. Also, Josh, where's Saggy? She had a better option. No, she had a party to go to. We had some people on the PlayStation Plus podcast that had to do some family stuff, and Saggy loves a party, so I don't blame her. All right, but now let's watch the PSVR, which I'm very excited about, and that they're even continuing. And it's not just you could play your PSVR on your PS5, because you could do that too. With an adapter. But here's to get the details. This is an IGN video. I'll bring it up, and we will have the audio for this one because it's the guy talking here. Now, Zod, you said you don't really have interest in getting a PS5 yet. There's not. I mean, you're for it, but there's not any reason for you yet.
Yeah, right now I have absolutely no interest in a PS5. I'm all about retro, man. Like,
okay.
I can't even. I'm not even thinking about it. I barely touch my PS4 at this point.
Okay. What about the PSVR? Would that get you excited? The next gen PS4?
Maybe, because I am kind of looking at a new VR platform, because I absolutely love VR. I love everything about it.
But to do this would be a big investment for you though, because then you have to get a PS5 and a PS5 VR. That would be like
and I'm
almost
$1,000.
thinking
like at that point, I could probably get a gaming PC with a good VR headset and probably accomplish everything that I want and be future proof, moving forward.
Or like Isaac's brother, he got the Oculus that's a standalone, right?
Yeah.
We'll
see that the Quest 2. That's the one that I'm currently looking at. I think I'm gonna now for the Quest 2, Isaac. Do you need to use a phone, or is it completely standalone with setting it up now?
When you set it up, you just need the phone, but after you set it up, you don't need the phone anymore.
See, that's the part that bothers me with a lot of the VR headsets now. They all say that they're standalone, but yet you still have to use a phone to set it up. And if your phone is too wide or too bulky to fit in the VR, you can't really set it up. So it's kind of like,
Well, you don't need to put the phone in the VR headset. It's just there. Like when you first boot up the headset, there's this thing that pops up that says go to this website, or no, in the app it says go to this section of the app and type in this code, and it's pretty much just to connect the headset to your Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
And that's all you need the phone for. After that, you don't need the phone for anything else, except for if you want to get a say I leave it at home and say I'm at work and I'm like, oh yeah, this game went on, so I want to get this. I can buy it while I'm at work, so that way it's downloaded by the time I get home.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. No, but I absolutely love VR. So that's something that, for me, if I'm gonna, but right now though, PS5 just doesn't have anything appealing, and I don't like the games that they're playing with people where they're not able to get a console that they want. It's really making me turn on Sony as far as their PlayStation consoles go, because I just think that it's so ridiculous for people like Max who actually want to get a PlayStation 5.
It's not all Sony's fault though. It's not. They can't help. Okay, go ahead.
They can do more. They can do more to figure out the bot situation though, because it's getting to a point where it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't know how these online shops, especially, don't have a way to counteract these bot accounts that are buying it up and selling them secondhand.
Well, part of it is that they. Like if they just did a list, or if you just go to you say you have to order in store, would be a perfect thing for me. Like instead of online, you have to go to store, and then you pay 100% up front, and you just wait. That would be the right way. But the model of brick and mortar is that's why Black Friday is always a thing. Like we only have limited stock. You show there and you buy something else. So that's why they don't want to do it. Like you show up, or you go to the website. Every time you're basically on the website every time, and it helps them. There's ads on the website, there's all kind of supplemental income from not making it easier on the consumer, unfortunately, to just get like a mob to go to your website. Oh, it's up. They got 5 more in stock. Everyone go to the website, and then everyone clicks on their website. They get ad revenue there, and then you might buy something else when you get frustrated. No, it's not consumer friendly, but it's the way business has been for years. Unfortunately, it's just there's less things for the scalpers to scalp, so they double, triple, quadruple down on one product, and they keep buying more so they don't have to lower the cost of their stock in their apartments. They just have PS5s everywhere. There's so many. It's not scarce on eBay. I look on eBay all the time. There are so many for sale. And the people that have for sale, say, I have 20, 30, 40, 100 PS5s. I'm like, damn you.
And what are they doing with all that? Just filling their apartments and their basements with
B-level.
Just to hog, just to hog them so nobody else can get them. It's ridiculous.
B-level says all he plays is Star Wars Battlefront 2 Classic. The modders just keep it going. I want to get into that because I would love to see some mods that they have for. Oh boy. For that classic game, I would love to go back and see. I might download it for my PC. Yeah, sorry, I had a coughing fit.
EA was trying to kill you for talking about classic Battlefront instead of EA's.
Modern Battlefront.
Well, I could play the classic Battlefront on my Series X, and it looks amazing. It looks better than ever. It's just I can't do any of the mods. Let me see what he's saying. B-level. I did take several years off that game, but rediscovered a little while ago. Yeah, I think lots of people have. Lewis wants to know where Saggy is. She is busy today. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of Saggy fans. Hit me up. I could share. Okay. Whoa, 200-ish. All right. I will. No, don't say that, Lewis. I was just out getting cat food. I just think I was I drank some coffee before, and it's getting to me a little bit. All right, so let's get to the PSVR video because I really want to cover that, and I'm excited. I will probably get it, and then I don't think I'll need the PSVR, the original one. If I get it, I could just get rid of it. It's not. I hope that's the main question for me. Is like the PSVR games that are backwards compatible. You better be able to use the new one for those old games. If you have to keep that around, oh my goodness. All right, so let's bring this up here.
A headset is currently in development.
Okay.
A follow-up PlayStation VR headset is currently in development. Sony have revealed that they are currently working on a follow-up to their PSVR headset for PlayStation 5. Speaking to GQ, PlayStation's Jim Ryan said when asked if it will be called PSVR 2 that we're not calling it anything at the moment. Okay. Ryan states that this new headset will be a completely new VR format for PS5 and will aim to capture
completely new format. That makes me a little bit concerned. Well, they're showing this is an old PSVR game. I don't know.
You know what? I love roller coasters on VR. That's a lot of fun.
Okay. This is one I think is like a roller coaster, and you also shoot.
Looks awesome.
The technological progress that has taken place since the present VR system came to market. Chief among these changes will be the introduction of a very easy single cord setup.
Now that, yes. I'll tell you right now, a lot of my PS gaming I haven't been doing it mainly because I unhooked it, and hooking it back up, I could do it, but it's a pain. It's not like, and you got cords everywhere. It's annoying. It is a thing. The PS now it's just one cord. Would it be better if it was wireless? Yeah, but one cord's not a big issue to me. The cost. How much is this thing going to cost?
A way to pretend I'm Agent 47 without worrying about tripping over 47 different cables on my way to banana-ing someone to death. This single cord setup seems to be the closest we'll get to any more technical details at this stage though, with Ryan saying we're not actually releasing any specs at this stage. That will start to come over the course of this year when we'll be talking more. We did learn a bit about a new VR controller though, thanks to the PS blog. Senior Vice President of Platform Planning.
No, I'm also happy for a new controller besides let me see. Lewis is saying he's not here for VR. I get that. I'm simp for Saggy only. Okay. And B-Level says, if they did make a Republic Commando 2 Imperial Commando VR, that would be incredible since it was first-person shooter with some creepy tension-based locations. Those Genosians.
Nice.
Yeah, I would love to see that too. I have also Republic Commando that I could play on my Series X, but that would be an amazing VR experience, yes. Star Wars in VR. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, Star Wars is doing some really awesome VR stuff. Like, I keep hearing how good that Vader Immortal thing is.
Yeah, I could buy it on the PlayStation Store. I just didn't buy it yet. I have to hook up my PSVR again, try Squadrons, which I bought, and then look at that.
Max, so you've got a whole bunch of games that are just sitting there that you haven't even tried because you just don't have the time. Is that what it is?
It's just you have to be in a certain mood to put in a PSVR, or if this one cord solution, if I can unhook it and not have the wires hanging all over my entertainment system, and then hook it up real easy, that would make it so much easier to VR. Basically, you gotta you got to hook up, you got to plug in your PlayStation directly into this box. You got to put the box wires you got to have wires going into the PlayStation, into the TV. It's not like every time you connect it, it's a hassle. That's all. It's not something that's easily lying around. And like, my wife's like, which she's right. Clean up that stuff if you're not using it. It's like just laying everywhere,
tripping all over wires.
Right.
Yeah,
or my dog might chew the wires, or the cat likes to chew them too.
Yeah.
All right. So let's finish what he's saying here.
And management Hideki Nishino shared these details with us. One of the innovations we're excited about is our new VR controller, which will incorporate some of the key features found in the DualSense wireless controller, along with a focus on great ergonomics. Here's hoping for an Astros Playroom VR update then. There's no news on what games this new headset could launch with though. We're not saying anything specific today about any developer support, whether it's our own studios or any of our publishing partners, but obviously we will launch our new VR system with appropriate software support, said Ryan. Here's hoping for a Resident Evil Village VR version though, as I think I speak for all of us when I say we want to be able to tilt our necks up and bask in the glory of Lady Dimitrescu.
I keep hearing about this tall lady from Resident Evil. People are having, they're like, I don't know. What do you guys think of this? Have you played this Resident Evil? Anyone?
Yeah,
I haven't played any Resident Evil games.
Yeah, well, the Village demo is exclusive to PS5, so I did have a chance to play that. It looks great. Did? Yeah, it's spooky. It's gonna be a great game for sure.
Are you suddenly attracted to extremely tall women? I think that's what a lot of the video game simps are like. Oh man, she is so tall. I mean, look at her there. I mean, she is attractive for VR character. I don't know. Do you get that feeling? Does this do something for you? I don't know.
No comment. No comment.
No comment. Okay, I think we know the answer. All right. Whoa.
Just don't expect to be doing that anytime soon though. As Nishino says, there's still a lot of development underway for our new VR system, so it won't be launching in 2021. Hopefully by then we'll be able to go outside and see the world with our own eyes again, but it's nice to know we'll have this as an option as well. What PSVR2 launch games would you like to see? Why not let us know in the comments below?
Okay, they have to be working on Astrobot, was the most successful VR game exclusively for the PlayStation.
Yeah, I heard it's really good too.
Yeah. Lewis says he would love a holodeck from Star Trek, just not headset VR. Sorry, I think there is a Star Trek game for the PS4 VR. Chubby Teddy Monster says, "What did I miss? I was at the gym trying to get swole like Sod." Chubby Teddy says, "Thanks for everyone in the chat." Aaron, Lewis. I don't have much more gaming news. We got to get to Isaac about Nintendo. Yep. What have you been enjoying on Nintendo?
I'll say 2 weeks ago we got the Direct, and then 2 days ago we got the Pokemon Presents, which is pretty much like a mini Pokemon Direct.
Okay.
And in the Pokemon Direct, we pretty much got what everybody's been wanting for the longest time, which is the Gen 4 remakes. And instead of being Diamond and Pearl, it's going to be called Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Which when I first heard that, I was like, that doesn't really sound good for like a remake name. It doesn't sound as cool as like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire or like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But then I saw like the trailer for it and I was like, okay, this looks like a 1-to-1 recreation of the original DS game, which I'm replaying right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, too, Game Freak is not developing the remake. It's a different company.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Game Freak is doing an open world Pokemon game called Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is like a big open world game that everyone's been wanting.
Yeah, which then I thought that was funny in the Presents is they started with Diamond and Pearl remakes, and then they're like, oh, here's this little like cutesy 1-1 remake of the game you guys have been wanting, and then here's this big open world Pokemon game, which it says it's gonna be a new series. So Legends Arceus is just the first one in the new series.
Okay.
So Isaac, I got a question for you as the resident Nintendo guy.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the whole like classic library of games like Nintendo and Super Nintendo? Why are they so like, thrifty when it comes to posting, those classic games. I always felt like it should be like the Netflix of like Nintendo games, where you got Nintendo and Super Nintendo and even some N64 on there, just for people to just consume like a buffet whenever they want to play them on their Switch. You would think that would be the best thing for Nintendo to do, especially if you're paying like a monthly fee to access that kind of stuff. And also the fact that it would probably cut down on piracy and that kind of stuff when it comes to games, which Nintendo is so aggressive towards trying to combat. So
especially with the ROMs, they've been shutting it down.
What's your take on that?
Let's say for like my kind of thoughts on it is, it's kind of like it would be cool to have that, but at the same time I understand why Nintendo's doing it, because it was one thing that they said that kind of hurt them with the Wii U and the 3DS and the Wii, is that they had pretty much all of their games ready to access. All you had to do is pretty much just buy them, and that kind of took away like kind of like focus from like third-party developers. And then that's why the Wii U didn't have as much support, or the 3DS didn't have as much support towards the end, is because everybody would pretty much just played all the classic games or the first-party games, and then the third parties would pretty much not sell as well, which is why we haven't really had anything until recently.
Well, here's my take. The Virtual Console was it was like the beginning of Netflix. People, the companies that owned the rights did not realize you can make money on your back catalog like this. Once they realized that you're never going to get anything that's even equivalent of the Virtual Console. And unfortunately, that means Nintendo itself too, because there's a reason they pretty much gone through most of their first party games. If they release anything else on the Virtual Console or on the Switch, they have to make agreements with these other companies to put it on their service. And then they're not going into Nintendo 64 and GameCube era, putting it on the online service, because they could charge you $60 in a collection like they did the Mario collection. But if you look in the past, the Wii, the Wii U, you could play these Nintendo 64 games digitally without buying No, I like the physical option.
Oh, so that's why you can go on. So that's why you can go online and you can buy like a hacked Wii U that has the entire Nintendo library on it, because people were able to get access to all these games, and now they're just like, but they're never going to do that again. So Nintendo doesn't.
Well, the Virtual Console carried over to the Wii U. Yeah.
Well, look at Skyward Sword. They're charging $60 for that.
Yeah.
And not only that, but it's like one of the top sellers on Amazon Games right now. Like, they know people are excited for this and they'll buy it, because there's a lot of Nintendo fans like who got into Nintendo via the Switch who have never owned a Wii or a GameCube, and they'll pay full price for it. So I guarantee you later in the year they're going to release Wind Waker and Twilight Princess in a bundle for $60 later this year.
Yeah, that's one thing I said after the direct is everybody's like, oh yeah, is that all they're doing for Legends of Zelda's 35th? And I'm like, I have a feeling that's not the only thing they're doing for Legend of Zelda. Because for Mario, they gave him the 3-game collection and then the Wii U port.
And honestly, I'm happy they did the Mario collection, but that was so BS. I mean, even Microsoft that doesn't have Nintendo games, they released Banjo-Kazooie in widescreen on the. I mean, easily with the Rare collection. So it's not impossible. Nintendo just don't do it. They don't do anything that. I think after they did the new
Disney.
I'm sorry.
It's kind of like it's almost like Nintendo's kind of pulling a Disney, where it's after 31st, these games go back into like our vault that we have, and then you can't buy it.
It's not even just the collection; it's also that Battle Royale Mario game. It's like, it'll be online for like another month, but that's gonna go away.
I didn't even play that yet. Is that worth it?
It's free. It's a silly little thing you can play for like an hour when like you're bored, I guess. But yeah.
I'll say the whole time it's been out, I've only played it maybe like 5 times.
Anthony says, we'll get to some more in the chat. Anthony says, and then we'll go to Plus. What's the PlayStation Plus podcast? We could talk about movies and anything else too. Anything else in entertainment. Anthony Beltry says, still waiting on the Switch Pro. I think they're waiting too long.
I think it's going to come out next year.
Yeah.
They've been saying this for like 2 years now. So, I don't know. They might just. The problem is they keep just doing new skins of the Switch and releasing them as limited edition. And even there's some really cool looking Joy-Cons, but the Joy-Cons, I'm sorry, are not a good product. I don't think. I think they work with all that.
They're too expensive for the possibility of drift.
I don't think they are they feel like a quality product. I'm sorry. Even when I first got it, I'm like, this feels cheap. Yeah. The Switch, I mean,
just say these that I have. Let me dust it.
They're making too much money selling different versions. Yeah, I got that. Yeah. It just doesn't have the rumble, unfortunately. Yeah. But I have that too. I have it on my Switch right now. Yeah, that's that is really good if you want to play handheld. I just wish it also had rumble.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. Rice75 says, how do you think motion controls will work with an open world Pokemon game? Are they you think they're gonna do motion, Isaac? Resonant and Josh?
If they do, I think it'll be very minimal. Yeah.
It'll probably be like, let's go, maybe if you want to throw the Pokeball or something.
Yes, I think what they'll do is what fans wanted for Let's Go, which was pretty much you can throw the Pokeball if you want, or just like tap the button to throw it.
Lewis says, Lewis Cox, Nintendo's the video game company version of Disney. What if Disney buys Nintendo? No one's gonna. They're keeping their money. The way their business model now is extremely successful. I mean, look what they did for the Wii U. It's completely opposite of I love the Wii U. That's one of my favorite consoles. I say get a Wii U right now because you could play all your Wii games on it, and you have the center bar.
Get a hacked Wii U that has all the classic games on it. You're set.
No, the sensor bar though too. That's the last system that had it, and the Wii controller really worked for shooting games like they had the Resident Evil there. There was House of the Dead Overkill. I love that kind of stuff. There's so many on. There's still I got to go back and get some of the games before they disappear for the Wii. There's some real gems in there. Yeah, there's some crap too. But yeah, I mean, if you look, there's some really good gems. And I love Wii Sports. And Wii Sports Resort. Come on now, I love that game. I miss motion gaming. Real motion gaming. I don't know. That's the other thing too. Switch says it has motion, and even the Miko, they have these this gyroscope in there, but it's not as like the Wii Motion Plus. That was legit to me. I was like, oh man, and then we hardly got any games that really took advantage of it.
Yes, one thing that Nintendo hasn't done enough of.
Disney buy Nintendo either because they shut down their gaming division. They have no interest in owning and doing games anymore. They're just going to license out their properties.
Well, it makes more money to license instead of develop. There's no risk. The risk. I'm a huge fan of Disney Infinity. I have a lot of the characters, and people don't know this. Me and my wife did some stuff on it, content, and they sent her figures. They also sent a Skylander.
Wow, that's super cool. That's super cool, man. I mean
that's
something you could do together. Yeah,
right. That's one of the last games we played more Skylanders together. That because I don't know, it was something about it. I got it for sometimes on our anniversary we do a fun throwaway gift, and I bought her Skylanders, and then we started playing together. So then I got addicted because it's the one game we play together. Because she's a PC gamer. And I'm a console gamer. Let me get to the chat here. Rice75, hold on to that. He only has a Wii that can play GameCube games. Also get an HDMI up converter.
Up converter, yeah.
B Level says, I would love to have a Wii like the original with modern graphics. Wii was great for house party. Yes.
Yeah.
The closest thing is the Amico B Level, but I don't know if that's different than the Wii though. I would love a next gen Wii too.
The Switches have tried to be a party system, but I don't think it's worked as well. A new Mario Party came out, but it's not as popular as the ones that came out for Wii.
That's a good point, Resident Justice. Yes, they marketed at the beginning. It's very successful. But it's not really the party game thing that it was supposed to be at the beginning, really. I mean, do you see that, Isaac? how often do you play the Switch like with friends, and how much do you play alone?
Yes, I definitely play a lot more by myself than I do with friends, and more so like when friends do come over, we play more so like Smash Bros. Or like lately Mario 3D World, or just like those kinds of games. We don't really play like Mario Party.
There's not like the Wii where there was a lot of stuff that like, oh, people come over, there was more there. I might cover that in a separate.
You know what, guys? My favorite game ever on the Wii was the Wii Bowling. I always loved that. Yes, that was so much fun.
That's the last game I played with my parents. Like, I might do a separate video on this for the PlayStation Plus podcast, just about, is the Switch actually, there's family games on it, but are you getting the same experience with your family? Because I don't really, my nieces came over, we played Mario Party. And sometimes we play Smash, but that's about it. All right, let me check the chat. Chubby Teddy says, I just want to say Valfaris is probably the best Metroidvania game I've played in years. Oh, you have played it? Chubby Teddy. I love that game. I gotta get back into it. B Level likes the Wii. I like motion gaming. I think they were on to something with the Kinect 2. I think they should have combined a Wiimote with the Kinect. Like you could pull the controller, and then the Kinect also gets your body movements. I think there would have been something there. I still have it all. I still have all my motion gaming. I got to set it up because I got to lose some weight. Let me see.
Yeah, that's why I got Ring Fit Adventure.
All right. Well, anything else we want to talk about gaming related, or we could just move into movies and streaming talk, the Snyder Cut, all that.
Yeah, guys, how about that Tom and Jerry movie? Whoa.
I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it's horrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We watched it last night. I thought it was okay.
It wasn't better than Sonic the Hedgehog.
Who's in that? Who's the actress in it? Was it Chloe
Grace Moretz?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How did she do?
I heard some people say like she phoned it in for the paychecks. I don't know.
Okay. It didn't give you the Roger Rabbit feels? Like it wasn't that quality, or
Roger Rabbit looks better, at least based on the trailers.
Yeah, Roger Rabbit it's not Roger Rabbit quality, but I could see what they were going for, though.
Okay.
For me,
my thing is it had potential. Yeah.
Thanks.
The only thing I heard about it was that it was more humans than Tom and Jerry, and that's kind of like, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
That's one thing I thought after watching it. Is it was kind of like, well, you could have taken Tom and Jerry out of the story, and the story wouldn't have been that much different.
Okay. And it could have been any.
It's like what they do. It's like what they do with the modern Godzilla films, where they make it too much about the humans and not enough about the monsters, and so you're kind of like, I just want to see all the humans get eaten. I mean, it's.
Okay, I might check it out. Has everyone watched WandaVision this week?
Yes, I did.
No, I can't say I have.
Okay. Have you watched any of it, Zod?
The first 2 episodes.
Oh no. Well, I was going to go on the spoilers. Is that all right, Zod?
If you watched Monster Hunter.
Well, you guys could talk about it. I only watched the first 2 episodes. I might revisit it, but as of right now, I don't know when that will be. So I'm kind of
okay. Well, why are people upset with it? That's what I don't understand.
I'm not upset with it. It just didn't really grab me those first 2 episodes. So I kind of was just like,
No, I understand. For me, it took until episode 3 and 4 for me to really get hooked into it.
So really, if I go ahead and I watch up to episode 4, then I'll actually care what happens.
Well, I mean, like with the people
I don't know, because like the first 2 episodes, I was like, yeah, I'd rather watch I Love Lucy or Leave It to Beaver. It's okay.
Well, I mean, the people that have watched the whole season, for some reason, they're like, oh, I didn't like the last episode. I don't know what's the deal there. Is it just because there was?
It's because their theories are being disproven, and they're
Exactly.
not as in love.
Well, see that's what it always is on the internet. You're always upset when when what you perceived in your head doesn't translate onto the screen, and then it's like you've set yourself up for a major disappointment, and then that's where you get all that negative feedback, and
Well, it's like we talked about last night or the other night on the podcast. It's like people are not looking for a story; they're not looking to be told a story. They're looking to like get something out of it from what they're watching, and they don't get exactly what they want. Then it turns out for them it was a waste of time.
What about the new Superman show, Superman and Lois? How did you like that?
I'm loving that so far.
You are?
I have very mixed feelings about it. I think that it's like a step up from what the CW has done in the past. I mean, I like that they're trying to take a new approach. They're trying to show us like a Superman that we haven't seen before. They're trying to give us a more grounded type of story. But all in all, I'm getting these vibes that it's just kind of like an updated version of Lois and Clark.
No, I see your point there, but then they're also doing children, and they didn't have children in Lois.
Well, yeah, but no, but what I mean is like, the concept of it, of like how they're trying to ground it around those specific characters, and like I said, adding the children in there makes it interesting and adds a little bit of uniqueness to it to see how they handle that, trying to raise their children. But I don't know how I feel about the idea of them moving back to Smallville and essentially building from there. I mean, what is the fascination with going back to Smallville? If it's a modern Superman and Lois show, stay in Metropolis. What's the point of going back? And one thing that really bothered me, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it, why wasn't Supergirl, their CW Supergirl, who's so close to Superman, why wasn't she at Martha Kent's funeral? Why didn't she have a cameo? She's so important to Superman, to that Superman. They're so joined. Why? I mean,
I know why. Because they really want to separate it from the other CW shows. They want it to be its own.
That's the question I have, though. Is it really going to be its own thing?
Well, I think
it was tied to the Arrowverse, because when you listen to interviews with the people behind it, they talk about how it's the Arrowverse. They keep mentioning Arrowverse. Well, if it's a part of the Arrowverse, you really didn't do a good job.
That's what's
the Arrowverse.
That's what's interesting. I think he was introduced so they could eventually spin him off on his own CW verse show, but over time, things changed, and they may not be continuing with all the CW verse, and they wanted to stand on its own. In immediately having her in would also be like, oh, who else could cameo? And it would be another CW shit show with cameos. I like the CW stuff, but then you're gonna be like, why can't this person here? Why is the Supergirl here?
I don't. That's the thing. I don't like the CW stuff.
Yeah,
but I'm just trying to understand because where they're trying to put this show. If they're making it standalone and it's going to be its own thing, then they need to say that. They need. Well,
that's why they did the recap, and they didn't recap anything with Supergirl. They did the.
But if you go in and you watch if you go on the CW website and you watch the Superman and Lois episode, because you can watch it for free online. For those of you that don't know, you can go to the CW and you can actually watch
CW app.
CW app, and you can watch it commercial free. Not only that, but the thing is that if you watch the interviews, the added bonuses that they have on there, I think they got like a bonus feature called Legacy of Superman or something. If you watch that and you listen to the interviews, they specifically mention how this is tied in with the Arrowverse. They say that multiple times.
I would think it's the opposite.
They got Jeff Johns and Berlanti and all those people, and I don't understand. And like I said, I'm not understanding how they can tie it to that and not include that. That's where I kind of think they shot themselves in the foot by making this Superman a part of that universe to begin with. They never should have introduced Superman if their plan was to have Superman do his own thing.
See what I like about this show right off the bat is they get to good stuff like Smallville and all other stuff, or Gotham. It's always like before the hero is a bona fide hero, and they never get to the good stuff or any potential stories down the line, just like allude to stuff or cameos, or nothing really goes anywhere. This says Superman is a thing. He's been a thing. He's with Lois. He has a family. What's next? And that's very intriguing.
The other thing is I've never really bought into this Tyler Hoechlin guy as Superman. He just doesn't look like Superman to me. That's my biggest problem. He doesn't have Superman's face. He has this really like I don't know how to describe it, but to me he just doesn't. When I look at him, I don't see Superman. Okay. So that takes me out of it right there. But the reality is that, you know, they're doing some unique things with the story, so I can give them credit for that. But I just feel like, you know, the actor who plays Superman, it's very important that you get somebody who can embody the character and can emote the character. And for me, he just doesn't do it. Just in terms of physically how he looks, he just doesn't look like Superman to me.
Well, Josh, you were saying something when he said the look of Tyler Hoechlin. What were you going to say?
I was thinking when I was watching. He doesn't really look like Superman.
Okay. I liked him as Clark at the beginning of the episode when he was bumbling around with Lois. It was very believable. He did a great job there.
Yeah.
Now, when he's actually has the suit on, I think he looks good, except I think Enosh also has a problem with it. You could tell it's padded all
Enosh, you know, echoed my sentiments too. That suit, I mean, come on, Tyler Hoechlin. Spend some time in the gym. Bulk up. If you're gonna be Superman, bulk up. Don't. I mean, he doesn't. That's the other thing. He doesn't have the physique for it. I don't really think that the problem is the actual suit. I think the problem is the actor not working out to fill up the suit.
Well, he's fit. He's
he's not Superman fit. He's not Superman. Okay. He needs to spend some time in
it's hard to get into Henry Cavill type shape.
Right.
Yeah, right. That's what I was gonna say. He needs to spend some time with Henry Cavill's trainer and in Zack Snyder's 300 gym. That's where that dude needs to go so he can bulk up and he can get into full-on Superman. Yeah.
I don't know.
For real.
I think they just padded it so much. It's so obvious. So
I know. The padding is just ridiculous. And I love how Enosh showed all the different like comparisons with like the Halloween costumes, because that's exactly how I was feeling. I was like, what are you doing, man? Like, yeah, Hoechlin, bulk up. I don't care what you do. Steroids, exercise, whatever, bro. You need to do something because you're Superman now, right? You want everybody to believe you're Superman?
All right. What did you think of the kids, though?
They were believable.
They were believable. I liked I wasn't sure if they were going to annoy me. And then towards the end of the episode, I was on board, though.
My favorite scene is when one of Superman's kids is in there playing Injustice as Raiden, and he's electrocuting Superman, and Clark goes in the room and he says, Superman's boring, and he keeps electrocuting his father. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That was cool. That was kind of a cool, like, breaking the fourth wall kind of joke for the show where you have him playing Injustice. I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that part too. Rice75 says, how does Clark remember bringing up the twins? After Crisis happened, he was surprised he had twins.
This is an amazing point. This is an amazing
remember
point
his life pre-Crisis.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that whole scenario on the CW show. Did they cover it?
The CW, like the Crisis events, are good to watch because they're absolute train wrecks. They do so many crazy, ridiculous things that you would never, that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm watching this on TV. This is insane. I mean, because it's so low budget and so, mediocre in terms of quality, that the fact that they try to touch big storylines like Crisis is insane to me. I'm just like, okay. So that's why it's like, I don't mind watching them. But what bothers me is the fact that they don't want to connect their continuity. And now they're trying to distance this Superman series from the rest of what they've done, which I think is a little hypocritical. You either go all in or you make it a point to say that this is not associated with the Arrowverse at all, even though you're using the Arrowverse Superman actor and Lois.
Do you think, this is an old topic from Movie Talk, do you think they are doing a Muschietti verse, pushing that with these announcements? Like, I still had these images, Supergirl, and now,
dude, you dye her hair blonde? She'll be okay. Nah. She's a cute actress. They'll make it work.
I don't think you should. I think you just keep it as is. There's nothing that says she
see
has
the thing what Henry Cavill's manager put up.
I still don't even believe this Flash movie is actually going to happen.
Henry Cavill's manager put things up on Twitter today or Instagram. Said there's like more things coming in the future.
Okay.
Oh, really?
No, okay. Well,
yeah.
To be fair,
well, Henry Cavill's manager is debunking all this stuff about basically Henry Cavill not doing anything Superman related. Look, Henry Cavill got a big contract when they announced the Snyder Cut. There's no way that Henry Cavill would have came out with Zack Snyder during that announcement and been all pro Snyder Cut if he didn't get a contract to continue playing the character of Superman. So this is all smoke and mirrors, trying to once again disparage the awesomeness that is the Snyder Cut, because they know the Snyder Cut is going to be a super huge hit. And these execs that hate Zack Snyder know that the movie is going to be popular enough to warrant a sequel. They know that they can't escape it. And that's what the problem is. They're doing everything they can to try and throw as much shade as possible. But at the end of the day, it's going to be futile, because if they think that Wonder Woman 84 is a hit, wait till they see the Snyder Cut. That's all I got to say when it comes to that. They've done that. Basically, they've dug their own graves, because if they think AT&T is going to just sit there and be like, oh yeah, you guys are right, the Snyder Cut sucks, they're wrong, because AT&T is doing a lot of promotion for this movie, about as much as us fans. AT&T is interacting with us, talking about how excited they are for the movie. So hey, listen, it's a wrap for these WB idiots that can't seem to get their stuff together.
Well, Snyder said at the IGN Fan Fest that the Snyder Cut ends on a cliffhanger. And they don't
massive cliffhanger.
And
they added another one.
They're going to demand for it to continue. They're insane. They're insane. Well, they don't think that the pushback is going to be huge for them to get more.
Let's talk about. Thank you, Resident Justice. Let's talk about that spoiler that from that where the Snyder Cut ends. It seems like it's a lot going to be that nightmare sequence you see with Joker is going to be towards the end, with Deathstroke 2, and. Listen, I don't want to side with WB at all, but I'm saying it's a hard sell to say, and it seems like that the next movie in Snyder's arc was going to be a lot in the nightmare world, like the nightmare version of the world.
Yeah, like,
and I understand why that's essentially
entirely in the nightmare world.
So that, I mean, let's get to the heart of the matter. I can understand. There's no justifying what Warner Brothers has done. But if you say this is what this next movie is, I understand why they were hesitant, though. You have to really trust them.
But see, what you have to realize is it's HBO Max and AT&T. It's not WB. So if AT&T and HBO Max say, look, we got a bona fide hit on our hands, this is going to be the most awesome thing ever, they're going to green light that nightmare sequel Justice League movie. It's bad. I kind of feel like it's going to almost be like a live action version of Injustice with like Zack Snyder's aesthetic, because it just looks like it's going to be really amazing. I'm actually almost prophetically feeling like that movie is a given. I think we're gonna get that movie. I don't have any doubt in my mind that with the massive cliffhanger we're getting from the first Justice League, that we're gonna get a sequel, guaranteed. Then maybe we won't get a Justice League 3 after this Nightmare movie, but I can almost guarantee we're gonna get a follow-up to Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's just there's just too much hype and too much positivity surrounding it in spite of all the people trying to trash it.
I still think there's a chance that if this doesn't work out, like not in like a bad way, but more like they will not allow him to do anything, that Snyder's going to sign an exclusivity deal with Netflix.
Because
he's having a lot of fun doing his Army of the Dead stuff, and he's building the whole universe.
And you could tell with the way he's building his universe for Army of the Dead that this is no joke. This is unadulterated, pure Zack Snyder. So if WB doesn't want to, this is where I look at, for example, Zack Snyder's Justice League, where he got to do everything that he wanted to do. That's literally unheard of in Hollywood. So the fact that he was able to even get the Snyder, we were able to get the Snyder cut at all is insane. So I kind of feel like he knows that if he doesn't get to continue with the Snyder cut, no worries. He'll continue on with Netflix. He'll make Army of the Dead the greatest thing ever, and he'll have studios fighting to get him to come work for them.
Right with if the Army of the Dead pops, that's another failure by WB that they have to come to terms with because they lost that property. They passed on it.
Right. Then WB just keeps failing and failing and failing, and everybody just keeps tolerating it. And that's why I can't wait for the Snyder Cut to be a massive success, and then for AT&T to say, you know what? We're tired of you. And they basically abolish the WB aspect altogether and just let Warner Media handle everything and HBO Max. I think that's what's going to end up happening as the result of the
Snyder Cut. Media is going to work double time to undermine it, though. I guarantee you that the reviews will come out.
But that's AT&T knows that that's what the mistake was. The mistake was that Warner Brothers spends too much time listening to bloggers and blue check marks and critics and people that don't really care about the actual content. They know that. So they're not going to be looking at it the same way that Warner Brothers was looking at it. AT&T is going to be looking at it like this. Look at all the people that watched this movie. Look at all the people that subscribed and tuned in and watched this movie. We thought Wonder Woman 84 was a hit. Look at the numbers on this movie. It's a done deal. Zack Snyder is gonna smoke Wonder Woman 84, and eat Patty Jenkins for breakfast.
Well, Goldman keeps bringing this up, and I get a lot of people that are not following it, or they just want to enjoy stuff on their big screens.
You still can enjoy it on your big screen.
No, I know, but people are getting. They're still.
Is the whole movie going to be in the aspect ratio of the trailer? Though?
Yes.
Yeah. It is. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought it was.
It's IMAX. It's IMAX. IMAX aspect ratio because Zack Snyder filmed the whole movie in the IMAX ratio. He doesn't want it because what happens is how aspect ratios work. If you crop the movie to make it fit the whole screen, you're losing parts of the picture. So it's better if it's filmed in 4:3, it's better to keep it that way so that you can see everything that was artistically intended to be seen on screen. That's the reason why we're getting a re-release of Batman v Superman, because there's a lot of scenes that were specifically shot in the IMAX ratio that we didn't get to see. There's a lot of details that we didn't get to see because the movie doesn't switch ratios.
The only thing
is going to switch ratios.
The only thing I would say that though, the aspect ratio, there's different IMAX aspect ratios too, because Christopher Nolan, like take for example the Dark Knight, it switches between it. It takes up the whole screen though.
But no. But the scenes that take up the whole screen are not IMAX. The IMAX screen scenes are the ones that are that specific ratio. They're specific, so you can watch that Dark Knight and you can get an example of what it's going to be like, of how. But Snyder's new cut of BVS, which is essentially going to have a few. From what I'm hearing, it's got some new material in it too, not just the IMAX ratio scenes, but some actual new stuff that we haven't seen, which makes it a third cut of BVS. How cool is that?
Mm-hmm. Well, we've gone about an hour. Anything else that the panel wants to bring up or pimp your channel on our way out, because we keep it a tight hour? We're going to have more crew next week on episode 22, I promise.
Yes.
I got an update from Nick and Lex that they're taking care of their puppy at the vet. So our hearts go out to them. Hope everyone's okay. Mm-hmm. And then even, a little bit of sickness here and there. Saggy Melons would rather party with, no, I'm just kidding. No, she's at a party, which I understand. And she's pimping the official PlayStation Plus podcast YouTube channel. So let Josh or Resident Justice, maybe go Josh first. Did you have anything game related or movie related that you wanted to bring up before we end the show?
I tried to watch, was it Monster Hunter, but it was like really rubbish.
Oh, yeah. Didn't like it?
No, they spent like an hour of a film just fighting.
It's not worth checking out at all. Is it really that bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
All right. Okay, thanks, man. I won't waste my time then. Because I was actually thinking about watching that. And I'm like, you know what?
Well, you have to pay to watch it now, right, Josh?
I watched it before he said.
Oh, okay. I mean,
he sailed the high seas.
Okay. So I want to see that movie, but I think I'll just wait till it gets to HBO Max or Netflix or something. Okay, Resident Justice, did you have any video game or movie topic or streaming topic you wanted to say before we go?
Yeah, well, I guess the thing, going back to that state of play thing, the thing I'm most excited for is Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which is the PS5 exclusive version. It's going to have a Yuffie episode, and it's going to have, I don't know if you guys saw, but they're making a Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale game for mobile, which I found was hilarious. And they're remaking Final Fantasy VII again as a mobile game. Like the entire saga of everything in it's going to be in it.
Now is the remake for Final Fantasy VII that you're talking about, the mobile remake, is it going to look more like the classic game, or is it going to have?
It's going to be classic and it's going to be turn-based. So it's like the remake that some people wanted.
Okay.
So
it's gonna look more like the original PlayStation game. It's gonna have more of that aesthetic.
Yeah, but it's gonna remake like all the movie stuff, all the extra games they made, everything.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. I would give that a try.
Well, Rice75 is saying Zach is doing the old school IMAX, which is a taller image than the modern IMAX.
Yes.
Okay.
Doing great. So there's going to be another trailer tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, March 1st is the final.
Dark Side. Dark Side speaks. I'm telling you, that's what's going to do it. I mean, what else could they do to make you to one up the other trailer? They have to.
I want to see Dark Side use the Omega Rays. I want to see that.
That would probably. I could see that being like the last bit of the trailer where you just see Dark Side's
eyes just charge up them.
Yeah, and then it. Oh my God! Wow.
All right.
I don't know how anybody can be like a DC Comics fan in any way and not be super hyped for this movie.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw, but there was like that meme going around where people were complaining about Darkseid's design and comparing it to Thanos, and then someone brought up, the design by the same guy.
Like, it's Jack Kirby. Hello.
Yep.
All right. Isaac, did you have anything at the end, or anything you're looking forward to, Nintendo, or any games you picked up recently?
I'll say no, but I'm gonna have a lot of games to pick up over the next year with all the games going to Switch.
Didn't Persona 5 Strikers come out for PS4 and Switch?
Yes. Yep, I just have to pick that up. And then RBI and Monster Hunter are next month. And then there's probably probably every other month that I'm gonna be getting.
Well, you would get it on the Switch instead of the Xbox, because you have Xbox too. You could pretty much get Monster Hunter, but they have a different series just for Switch, right?
Yes, and I think it's going to be a timed exclusive on Switch, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, later it's going to come to PC, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Zod, pick anything up?
Retromania. That's coming out. That's coming out this week. It's a sequel to an old wrestling arcade game.
Oh yeah,
called WrestleFest that came out back in the late 80s, early 90s, and the sequel game Retromania is coming out for consoles this week, and it's going to also be on the II Arcade, and I think it may already have been released on Steam. I think, and it looks amazing. It looks fantastic. I can't wait to play it.
I'll check it out.
It has a real classic wrestling game feel to it.
All right. Well, that's about all we have for this episode. Thank you for watching the PlayStation Plus podcast. Thank you for everyone on the panel. My man Zod, my man Isaac. Thank you for being our guest today, Resident Justice and Josh. Appreciate you being on here. Check us out next week. We're going to keep this show rolling. There's more to come. Bye, everyone.